Hey guys, Screw a Blind Wave. I'm Eric.
Aaron.
And we're back after another break with Superman. And
shoot, I wore the wrong shirt again.
You did. Superman and Lois. Last time on, I can't do the Bizarro theme. I was trying to start singing it.
How do you do that? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's too hard to do.
Yeah.
I can't do it in my head or out loud. Actually, no, I'll do it in my head. Sounded good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited. But we had a poll last time, and that poll was, why is Bizarro back? 6% said it's something to do with Pia's destruction. Because Pia was destructing.
Okay.
But 6%. 13% said something else. 31% said something to do with Bruno. And 49% he was in stasis and was never dead, i.e. Kryptonian hibernation.
It's kind of similar to like Man of Steel.
Sure, yeah.
Zack Snyder's stuff, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, just like we had the death of Superman in the comics and stuff, and then all the other Supermen came out, and then it turned out it's like, he's good.
Yeah, he was a cocooning.
He's a black suit now. And lightning powers. Yes, I don't know if Bizarro will have lightning powers, but it will be bizarre to have him back in this storyline, which kind of wrapped up a bit last time. Obviously not the cancer stuff, but the Pia stuff.
That seems to be done. Bruno seems to be done.
And
but we have this. We also have Kyle in the know.
Kyle in the know,
right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting too. But yeah, what are we gonna do with Bizarro? I don't know. We only have like 2 episodes left.
I think there's only 2 episodes left.
There's not much. This is 12. We go to 13 probably.
Now we did. We talked about it a little bit during the break, but we did hear through the grapevine that there is going to be another season.
Yay!
So that's good. It's going to be a shorter season.
It's already 13 episodes. How much shorter is it going to be?
I think it's only 10.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, or something like that, which is fine with me. Honestly.
I just hope that, because my biggest worry was that this would end without it being a conclusion-y kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just want them to like be able to end on their own terms. So if it's just giving them a season to wrap things up, okay.
Yeah.
Go help the legends.
Yeah. I mean, we heard about that article. I myself didn't read it. I was told that like there's a big spoiler in there. So people that are trying to avoid spoilers, don't go out looking for it. You just have Blindly to tell you that next season we should be here again, and I'm very happy because what a great show.
Yes.
Ready to start?
Yes. Superman. That's what it is. Not Super Mario.
And Lois.
Sarah and George Jr., they're almost in this car wreck, so I flew in to try to save them, but I think George might have seen me after. Whatever Junior thinks he's...
Well, don't stand there staring at him after you save him. Leave or float in the sky where they're not looking.
And then Luthor out of prison, maybe?
I don't think we're going to get Luthor. Maybe we set up for Luthor next season. That'd be a good way to wrap things up if that's the last season, right? Right?
Yeah, we still have Bizarro going on.
Crier?
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, that Diggle, bring Crier and just be a different Crier.
There's still no update. Luthor's legal team has had Bruno's
Luther?
confession for weeks. I thought for sure we'd...
That was Abraham
No.
from The Walking Dead.
That's what I thought too, but I'm like, it's too hairy. Is that Luthor? Maybe he's someone else.
Being brothers. No way.
See if we can find anything.
Okay, babe, I don't want you pushing yourself too hard because you're still recovering.
Luthor has been in prison for almost 2 decades, no doubt stewing over how to get even. If there was ever a time to push myself, it's
Yeah, if he gets out.
after us.
I want to see. That looks like him. That doesn't.
Oh shit! Okay, that's not that's not Crier. What's his name? I can't remember his name.
Dude, he's just in prison doing push-ups.
20 years. Daughter. Oh shit, Aaron.
Has he been shot?
Or stabbed.
Yeah.
He's at Stryker's.
Stryker's prison. They still haven't shown his face.
Luthor.
He's got a beard.
Oh, what a good. That's a good
Gather my
cast.
things.
I don't hate it.
I don't know yet.
I'm a free man.
It's a very different Luthor. It's a very different Luthor.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't Gene
Hey,
Hackman, you know?
fucking BVS had a different Luthor. All right, that makes sense.
That wasn't real.
That was a different Luthor.
That wasn't a Luthor.
I think whoever saved me and Sarah is our age. I mean, he had goggles on, some sort of weird hoodie.
Goggles? You didn't say anything before about goggles. Probably just to hide their identity.
Don't cover, just be like, act like it's
I think
ridiculous.
goggles are cool.
Yeah, no.
Maybe there is someone out there our age. If so, guy's a total badass, right?
What, goggles though? I can't get past safety goggles.
What are you doing? He sounds cool.
Hey, goggles are safe. Toxic masculinity, making fun of
If
safety
there's
equipment.
safety goggles.
All goggles are safety goggles.
Really? But
Yeah.
they have no lenses on them.
Put goggles on, I throw something there. Oh, fuck.
Look at
Oh,
that.
my glasses hurt me.
If you wouldn't have had those.
Oh, shit.
Superman?
Someone new. Sounds like a kid. Saved 2 teenagers in Smallville.
just a meal. Oh.
You heard anything about this?
Not really. Did one of the teenagers get in touch with you?
Yeah, this story feels huge. And since you're the first person to report on Superman, I was hoping I could pick your brain.
Sure.
He's so like. I guess it's a 20 years in prison Luthor, right? Like, but he looked tough going in.
Judge Reagan sentenced you to 7 life sentences with no chance of
Outfit.
parole. How are you feeling?
Is your wife gonna take control of LexCorp?
Your wife?
Wonder who he's married to. I wonder if he still has a wife.
The press won't be alerted if you're released until later today. Sure you don't need anything, Mr. Luthor? Ride, maybe?
Mr. Luthor.
Just make sure Otis arrives at the time.
Otis. I summoned him with my Mr. Luthor.
His daughter?
Well, I don't know if he's still married or not, but he's free, Aaron.
That's the Luthor theme? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you playing bass?
Oh, I'm about ready to go hardcore. Start a mosh
I
right
need a
here in the middle,
stroke.
right here in the middle of the table.
Hey, kid. Got my sandwich.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I ordered it.
Well, it's not in there, so you need to go back and get it. Go, get my food.
No, you're not going anywhere. All right, just so we're all clear, I'm not a fan of this hazing crap.
Whatever. Screw this.
Yeah, you're done for the day. Go on.
Go home and get a sandwich.
I would also be mad if my sandwich wasn't there.
No, listen, Park is way out of line. All right, I'll talk to him over his next shift, but just keep doing what you're doing. Make your old man proud, huh?
I hope it's not favors.
It's Superman's son.
Hey, how do we fix this?
Only one option makes sense. You gotta put the kibosh on Jordan. Starting right now, no more saves. Not until this all dies down.
It's a tricky thing to do, though. No more saves?
Or not in Smallville.
Yeah.
Meaning to follow up. See if you made it back out onto the dating circuit.
Haven't quite mustered the nerve,
What?
you?
Still working on it.
They're just talking about both dating.
They're talking about dating. I knew it. Nothing gets by me.
Yeah, shave my.
Christian. Let's have the final Luthor.
Hey, oh. Looks like you got a new customer.
Is that Otis?
I don't know. Is it Otis Grisham?
Yeah, okay, billionaire. 10,000. 20,000. I'm thinking 5.
5,000? $5.
Seconds.
$5. $5. And I'll let you keep your cell. You can keep your teeth. And maybe you can still walk. You want these?
Oh, jeez.
Lex Luthor doesn't. He gets even. You know?
Sure.
Am I in trouble?
A little.
My mask covers my face, so what if someone sees me?
That's not the point of it. That's in case someone sees you.
We're done talking about it. I thought you understood the responsibility that comes with what you can do. Obviously, I was wrong. Until we say otherwise, you're done. No using your powers in public. You need to hand in your suit.
Your gun and your badge.
And your motorcycle.
Your boots.
So we have one son who wants to be treated specially and one who doesn't.
I think I can do something about the latter.
You talk to Kyle.
Oh, thanks.
Well, hey, man, I wasn't expecting to see you here.
He's so happy to see him.
Yeah, man, sure.
Take him flying, you know? That'll really get him over the moon.
Well, yeah,
That's
and
what I
then he's
would
gonna do more of it.
That'd
We
be
need
awesome.
to calm him down.
I'd get anything if he took me flying.
Lois and I really appreciate what you're doing, Kyle. Like, John loves being here.
I'm happy I can help.
Nothing to be offended by,
I'll,
Kyle.
let you
I don't
back to
think
it.
so.
All right.
Treat him like shit.
A lot of fucking sandwiches.
Call this number. What happens next is up to you. But your time is running
Does he
out.
have like family or something like that?
I don't know. So it's not a bribe, it's a
Threat.
threat and a blackmail?
That's my home number.
Oh, no.
Okay? Now, let me explain to you how things are gonna work around here.
It's pretty good Lex.
It's a Lex Luthor for you.
What Jordan do now?
This wasn't about him. Turns out Luthor was released from prison this morning.
Without the press being told.
They're expecting him to arrive any minute. We should go.
Babe, I'm not gonna fly you to Metropolis in your condition.
I agree. Besides, you'd just be giving Luthor what he wants, a villain to his story.
Dad, I can't hide from this. It was my story that helped send Luthor to prison. I have to face it at some point.
Yeah, and you will, just not today.
Is he walking to Smallville? You know, like, where's he walking to? That road didn't look like it was a Metropolis road.
That's a tornado warning.
There's a storm coming to town.
This is how Smallville season 1 ended. The tornado and Lana.
Yeah? Oh,
We're gonna need a Smallville Samaritan, I think.
Can he, like, go real... Oh, jeez. Can you go real fast around the tornado and stop it? Oh, my gosh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my gosh, Sam. It's so close to him. What are you doing? Is this Otis and his men?
Storm Chaser? Is it?
I don't know.
No one should be here. I don't think a Man of Steel.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking
Yeah, I know.
tornadoes.
Oh, Sam. Oh, yes. Go around it real fast the opposite way.
Punch it!
Oh, what are you doing? Get out of here.
They're all... No one's looking.
Oh, my gosh. If you're gonna do stuff, you better put on your outfit. Ah. Okay.
Blow that tornado.
I mean,
until it's satisfied.
Tornadoes are made from hot and cold fronts, you know?
Yep.
I like seeing like the little contrail type of thing of them going around. Is it slowing it down?
I don't know. Maybe it's going the wrong way and speeding it up.
Alright, there we go. Yeah. Go! No, get out of there so more people don't see you. Why are you landing here?
Go! God damn it. It's so easy to not do this.
It's so easy just to go away. There's no hiding.
He did it on purpose, or he's the dumbest kid.
I did it on purpose.
The dumbest.
It's damn near everywhere. We may have stood a chance before, but now with footage, by morning, the whole world's gonna know you exist, kiddo.
I can see his face. That's him.
You completely disobeyed me.
I was just trying to help.
I told you.
And then you landed there.
You could have disappeared before anyone realized you were there.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You landed right in front of them.
Hiding who I am, telling me who I should be. I can't do it anymore.
As long as you live under this roof, you will do what your mother and I tell you to do.
Whatever.
Jordan.
Hey!
Oh no, we got a super fight.
You go up to your room, and you do not come out until we tell you to. And don't you ever do that to me again.
People see him around town enough. track his flight paths.
You know, realize who he is, where he's
Someone's
going.
gonna put
Look at
2
his
and 2
face.
together.
No, he has goggles on, Eric. The only thing is he doesn't act any different as superhero or not.
Goggles are better than glasses, you're right.
Lex ever show up at Luthor Corps?
Doesn't look like it. Any idea where he went?
He's here.
What?
20 years.
Guess now's as good a time as any.
He walked here.
Been a long time.
He knows who they are, right? I mean, is he coming
Does
here?
he know Clark
He's
and
coming here for
Superman?
Lois at least.
Yeah,
We don't know
he doesn't know
about
about
Clark.
Clark and Superman, right?
You gonna tell me you're sorry?
Is that what you're here for? An apology? Okay. I got it wrong, and I'm sorry.
I was innocent! 17 years of my life gone! And you think I want words? My daughter, she was 14. Now she won't talk to me. Tell Superman he's next.
Right on time, Otis.
Now he works for him.
Jordan told me what Luthor said.
You know, you really shouldn't be listening in on us.
No, except maybe when someone is threatening to kill our parents.
That's not what he said. Exactly.
Well, it sure sounded like it.
Listen, we knew Luthor was going to be a problem once he was released. What's important now is that we're ready for whatever he's...
Everything? Anything?
All of it.
Any idea what that may be?
Oh man, we're already to Bizarro.
Is he still down here?
Bruno had ambition. I'll give him that. Be ready.
Be ready for what? With what? To do what? Waiting for the light to just whoosh, there
What
he
kind
is.
of gun is that he has?
Oh man, it's like one of those kryptonite gun things that they had. Were they kryptonite? No, they were like sound wave things, right?
Sonic weaponry.
It's like a horror movie.
How do you want to approach?
Who's gonna eat? Oh! Did
he eat Otis?
What's Luthor doing? Is he a zombie? Did we make zombies? Is he just hungry?
Is he eating Otis?
Yeah. He was yelling.
What about Otisburg?
No, there's no Otisburg. No. Otisburg. I guess Otis won't be around anymore. That's crazy. I can't believe he
Or
just ate him.
maybe he's not eating him.
He's eating him.
Maybe he just like grabbed him and is eating a rat right in his fucking face. And it's like, ah! You know? We don't see anything.
Because he's eating him. He dropped
Could be
his
eating a rat.
flashlight. He didn't drop his flashlight.
I'd be screaming like that if someone's fucking, you know, corn the cob and a rat in front of me.
You would
know?
drop your flashlight. You wouldn't be like, ah!
I'd be shocked. I'd drop something. I could drop anything.
Should have shot his gun.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, he wasn't in this episode like at all. It was all about Luthor, which I was surprised we got him. I wasn't expecting to have it.
What an intro for
lead
a
into,
Luthor.
like last few episodes, we're gonna do Luthor stuff.
Thank God they have another season. That
I
must
wonder
be,
if that's
that must
why.
be the spoiler.
Maybe that's why.
That was in the announcement, maybe.
Like having an idea of a Luthor season.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe we wrap up whatever Bizarro thing we deal with here. Or Luthor just died from Bizarro.
No way.
What do you mean? Wouldn't that be, what would you? That'd be something, right? You wouldn't expect that, right?
I'll give you 0.009% chance I have it.
You want to give me 1%? 9.00. No.
You got a 9 in there. Come
Just
on.
saying, that'd be unexpected, wouldn't it?
It would.
Man, they brought this guy in, gave him a heck of a backstory in prison.
All right, 0.008. Now you've convinced me. There's no way. Michael Cudlitz is his name. I had to look it up, but yeah, I love that actor. We just recently saw him in Band of Brothers from a while ago, and he did a great job in that.
Sure.
And then obviously I know him from some other things, but mainly The Walking Dead, which he was in. And he also did some directing in that show as well. So I'm there for an older Lex Luthor. I think that's going to be cool.
It's interesting. I wanted to know more of his past. Like, Cryer had more of that traditional, I feel like, Luthor-ness to him. At least like Gene Hackman, right? Like, I feel like, like Gene Hackman isn't like the fighter. He's the I'm going to out-thank you kind of thing and do that.
See, I kind of...
Though he did get a suit.
He did. I kind of consider this type of Luthor a little bit more of the traditional one, and then the Cryer being a little bit more of the kind of like zaniness and chaos incarnate. You know, like he is a little more animated and insane. When I think of Luthor, I mean he is an insane person, but he's a lot more stoic. He's a lot more guarded and larger than life in that regard.
I guess this one looks like he's from a biker gang, which doesn't look like Lex Luthor to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I was waiting for it to be like, oh, this is what prison, 20 years Lex Luthor in prison, this is what it did to him. Mm-hmm. But then they flash back and it looked like that's who he was when he went in.
Well, I mean, that was when he went into prison, but like that could have been after years of being on trial, or not years, but how long he would have been on trial too. He could have been in jail for a long time and growing that out as well, you know?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's the attitude as a whole. More of a brute criminal kind of guy, it feels like, you know? Rather than it being... I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right word. I want to feel the smart from him. Does that make sense? Like, Luthor's usually very intelligent and kind of is beating Superman with technology and smarts and tricks and whatever like he's come up with. And I want to see that from him. This one was more of like, I could see like T-Bag doing everything he did. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. T-Bag's very unorganized. Like, this is a very organized, brutal Luthor. Like, he'll just do whatever he needs to do.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. And he has the resources to do it. He just doesn't have the morality. I like the super intelligent Luthor, too. I do feel like sometimes, especially like when we go hardcore into the comics, Superman's always supposed to have a super brain, and he can think like 1,000 times faster than you can as well. So there's always kind of this like, actually, Luthor didn't fucking do anything, you know? But whenever he's absolutely brutal and when he attacks Superman's greatest weakness, which is his general morality, like that there's not much you can do about that, you know? And it's not like he's gonna go kill him.
Is that common in like the comics and stuff?
Generally, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I mean, Luthor is incredibly intelligent, but he's also incredibly practical.
Even like animated Luthors I see usually aren't like that either. So I guess more of mine is just based on like those. And then I think of like what the different movie versions have had and what I've seen of like just animated stuff as well. Not usually comic stuff. So this just feels very different in a Luthor. But I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking of like it being like
very excited.
The small playboy billionaire smart criminal guy coming in, and then he came out as like this muscle, like, you know, he's been doing push-ups because he's been in prison so long, growing this beard. Like, he came out different Luthor, the tougher Luthor, and I was like, ooh, what's this gonna be like? But I'm just curious to see what they do with him.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like prison changed him. It just feels like prison.
He just took over.
He just endured it.
Yeah. Which I believe Luthor would do. Luthor would take over. Cryer did the same kind of thing, but he didn't. I didn't feel like this. Yeah, I don't know. It just has a different feel to it. But I'm interested to see what they do. Not that I don't like him or anything. Actor, I think, is good. And he definitely is intimidating.
Oh,
you know?
Hell yeah.
So
and he doesn't seem to know Clark is Superman.
No.
Or at least if he does, he didn't. I mean, I could look at Bizarro and be like, hey, it looks like fucking Clark I just saw 5 minutes ago. Huh! You know, that didn't happen. But
I mean, I don't think that's what you're looking at when you see this undead Superman eating a rat.
If I saw you eating a rat, I'd be like, that's Aaron eating a rat.
Yeah, if you just saw me.
But that's him.
Bizarro undead me eating a rat.
If I saw someone with your face, I'd be like, oh my god, that's Aaron's face.
No, look.
Yeah, that's you. I can.
No, you can't tell.
I see you do that all the time.
I sit down like this, and I'm like,
you're always running from door to door down the hallway. I see you do that.
I'm so frustrated with Jordan, though.
That's probably the most frustrated I've been with Jordan the whole show.
Like, he has done some dumb stuff.
I mean, it's a teenager thing. I mean, teenagers do that.
Yeah, like right? He didn't forget, or we know he landed on purpose, and that's I was like, he did.
Yeah, he just
could have left.
Care.
So many times there's been the element of like leaving, right? And now I could understand maybe if he hesitated leaving for a second when he saved Sarah, I suppose, maybe making sure she's okay or something. But there was no reason for him to land. You know, when he saved the one guy from the fire, you do that, you leave. Like, you don't you don't stick around whenever it's just like, Smallville Clark.
Yeah.
Smallville Clark got in, saved someone, tried to get out real quick. He didn't try
and
to.
And they played a contemporary music song as he stood off into the distance wearing flannel, and didn't get the girl, and didn't get any clout. It's good stuff.
And no one knew he was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened with that tornado? I don't know.
And then you had an after credit scene of Lex being like, never mind. I'll go into a whole episode of Smallville.
That's another version of Lex where it's like
Michael Rosenbaum's
I don't see
Lex?
Rosenbaum turning into this one, like it's
Rosenbaum's podcast, Inside of You, had James Gunn on it. It's the first one I've listened to in a while. And James Gunn said, they're really good friends, and he could just be trying to make him feel good. It was like, hands down, you are the best Lex Luthor there's ever been. Rosenbaum's like, what? No. Really? Wow. Thanks, man. But I'm there too. I think that Rosenbaum's Lex is the most fleshed out, real feeling character. I personally greatly disliked Jesse Eisenberg's version.
Sure his name.
I get that they were trying to update the character to a more, this is what a technology person's like in this world, but it didn't do it for me. You didn't do that with Batman. Why would you do it with Lex Luthor?
Sure. Well, the Rosenbaum also had a Luthor that's same age as Clark, right? Like he's aging with him.
Yeah, he was like 5-10 years older, but kind of.
Usually it's more of like, here's Clark and then here's like Lex, who is an older person, I feel like typically. But yeah, I don't know. But Jordan just jumping in there and taking pictures and smiling with it all and everything. And I just
when he shoulder checked his dad, that pissed me off. Oh my god! And Clark.
Well, it's with the power too, right?
I'm gonna with my super paddle,
Yeah, and I don't know how you handle that necessarily to be
That's
able.
That's what
to
teenagers do. Teenagers rebel, right? Like they learn everything they can from their parents, and then they have to start to filter everything from their parents out. So they start to rebel, and then hopefully by the time they get to a young adulthood or later adulthood, they kind of mellow back out into a nice little buffet of opinions and beliefs and stuff. Yeah, where you have a little bit of here's what you got from your friends, here's what you got from your parents, here's what you got from school, here's what you get from your religion. But Jordan has to rebel a little bit, right?
Sure.
He has to find out, what do my parents do that's wrong? It's just a real dumb one.
Sure. It's you had to do a buffet. It can't be like a palette.
It's fine. Don't take it from me.
Like you're painting.
No.
Don't you do art?
I do. I do more.
Buffets.
Food.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping. I get what's weird too is a lot of this episode 2 had that moment of here are these people talking.
Yep.
And someone vents over here, and then this person feels they go over here, and then the person before feels like they've been betrayed.
Yeah.
It happened with Lana being I need to talk about Jordan because Jordan's getting out of hand, and we don't, if this is gonna be a secret, it needs to be a secret. Which I totally understand her going to the parents, but then it turned into Jordan being mad at Sarah for telling Lana, and it's but you started this, and I'm surprised Jonathan didn't say something.
These damn parents trying to parent us.
Yeah, and then same thing where it's they hear from Jordan after Jonathan's venting about, I think he's treating me different now that he knows who Dad is,
Yep.
And then he goes and talks to him, and
yeah,
it's just a similar situation in both those.
Yeah, it was frustrating, and it not annoys me, but it's almost like a sense of relief. Lois got to kind of just relax, and I'm not just going nuts over her cancer stuff, So I got to just deal with some dumb kid stuff. I'm oh, that's good. I feel like I'm at home. So that's okay.
Home.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's almost like a back to normal routine of hey, the family's never done.
Yeah.
Not to say that Lois is done with the cancer storyline, but there was a little bit of a reprieve, and if anything, I'm grateful for that. Because I think it's a fantastic story, but it's incredibly hard for me to watch. So
sure.
I'll take some.
Well, now we're moving on to something else now a little bit, right?
Yeah.
The cancer stuff was all really important and everything with that. It's not necessarily done, but how do we wrap up the last of it? Now we see where she's at on the other side, and her doctor's all optimistic, so.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were going to do something with Sam there. We had the tornado. I did think about Man of Steel storylines and stuff too, where it's are we going to have where Sam's trying to save people and get sucked up in this tornado,
No,
or what are we
don't
doing?
do that.
No.
No.
You don't think? I wasn't sure. I was just wondering.
I know. Tornadoes in Smallville, not good.
No, people get sucked up in them all the time, Yeah.
And it just so happens that the day Lex Luthor walks to town, a tornado came. You think so?
Yeah.
You think it just so happens that Lois got cancer and that led to his release? Yeah. You think that's the case? No. He's behind it all.
What?
He gave her cancer so that she could be friends with Pia so that he could get out. I bet you that's what happened.
I don't think so.
And then he summoned a tornado.
I haven't felt that he's that clever yet.
You don't think he's clever?
I haven't gotten that he's clever. I've gotten that
he's Lex
brute.
Luthor. It's like saying, like, I haven't seen Superman punch yet. I don't know if he's strong.
I didn't feel like Jared Leto's Joker felt like Joker.
I agree with that.
So just saying he's Luthor doesn't mean like,
Sure.
he's clever automatically. I'm just saying I don't feel like he's clever yet.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel the cleverness in like, well, I sent some guys to take the warden's family. You know, that's just very criminally. You know, but
it ain't dumb.
But whenever you have like Lex, who, yes, he orchestrates something big that you don't even know he's a part of, so that he can lead that into something else, so that he can take all the credit and become president or something. You know, like those kind of schemes, I feel like are like the clever Lex Luthor schemes. So I don't know where he's going with Bizarro, except for let me get him on my side and make him kill Superman. But
he says Superman's next.
I just want to see some cleverness from him. I like the brute stuff, but I want him to be big and I want him to be big here.
Gotcha.
Big here.
I'm going in assuming that's there, but to your point, I haven't seen it, so
sure.
I have faith.
Sure, I understand.
But no, it's fun for me to be completely like I'm on board with what Sarah's going through and how she's responding, and I'm completely like against what Jordan's doing. It's a nice little flip for me. Yeah.
What color hair you think she's gonna?
Mauve.
Do you think it's gonna be all, or is it gonna be like a highlight? Is it gonna be a natural color, or is it gonna be like a more like extravagant color? You know, like you can go with like blacks, browns, blondes, and they're more like natural hair, or you can do like pink, green, blue, purple.
I mean, if she's going for the like, I need to express myself in a new way. I don't want to be the same as I was. Then yeah, I guess bold is probably the choice. But what do they have on hand? Like I don't think they just have like bubblegum pink dye laying around because everything's closed. Lowe's like, well, let me see what I have. So it could be more natural, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they do. And how crazy.
Lana had red hair, and
I don't think it can be pink because then that's gonna match her pink outfit at the diner.
Oh, it clash a
little.
little
I think
bit.
it's too much.
Yeah.
You gotta have something a little different.
Yeah. I don't know. Curious to see.
Red's always good. Should have Q&As?
Yep. I'm anticipating all the Q&As telling us that they announced this 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, right. I can definitely see it being a thing that people have known.
Yeah.
More than likely. DK Lounge. Michael Cudlitz as Lex has been public knowledge since January.
Oh, okay.
But it was
That's
never clear when he was actually going to show up. With only one episode left this season, do you feel like Lex is finally making his debut too late?
No.
I think we're leading. My assumption is that we deal with Bizarro, but not Lex, and Lex is something ongoing into next season.
I think only people that were spoiled by that would think it came too late. I thought it was amazing. I love it. I loved it so much.
Well, sure, but like, how much of an issue do you have where you already know, so it's coming, and you're waiting for it, and it's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So that's a. I think it's a marketing problem.
It's a marketing problem. CW, your marketing is terrible. You're gutting your own fan base. I'm sorry, but you are. Let your writers and your storytellers tell the story.
I could see people like it, especially if they're not enjoying the show. They're like, ooh, I want to see this Lex, and they're watching it, and then they're like not enjoying what the story's doing because they came to see Lex or something.
Man, no one learned any lessons from Grogu and the Mandalorian, did they? Not one.
Like, hide it, don't tell anyone, let it be a surprise. Then you get all the blast later, right?
Like,
everyone's like, oh my gosh.
If you're a marketer, how do you not like be like, oh my god, that's how you do it? I don't know.
Upfront Buckle says, how do you like Michael as Lex? I've been excited since he was announced.
I mean, I saw him for half a second on a board, and I'm like, oh my god, is that Abraham from The Walking Dead? If he's Lex Luthor, that's kind of the Lex Luthor I've been wanting for a really long time. I mean, John Cryer, I think, is good. He's like a legacy cast, right, from the movies. He played like Luthor's nephew or whatever, right?
He did, I think, in something, right?
But I always wanted to see, like, what would that Cryer be like with this Superman? But that's not happening. And not only are we like, there is no Arrowverse or whatever, like, they're almost acting as if there's not many superheroes either, right? Like, oh, brand new superhero, this is nuts. And
Sure.
I'm like, is it?
Yeah, this world doesn't seem. But they mentioned Kara too. So
I
there
know.
should be a Supergirl as well.
Yeah.
But
so I have to ignore those feelings that come up to me as well.
But yeah, for Upfront Buckle, as well as JV, who says like, where do you rank him among other Luthors? Cryer, Eisenberg, Clancy Brown.
We haven't seen it.
I don't think I have enough to be able to really. I want to really enjoy this Lex Luthor, and I'm excited for what they could do with him.
Yeah.
But I'm not there yet for knowing what to do.
He's barely been able to stretch his legs. I'm excited, but it would be inappropriate to rank, which I don't want to anyway. Hey man, Cryer will forever be a Lex Luthor that interacted with Tom Welling's Superman, so that's always going to be a big plus for me.
Mm-hmm.
He held up that kryptonite and it didn't work, so then he goes to punch him. Fucking Tom Welling just punches him back. Oh,
yeah,
what a great moment.
With no powers.
Oh,
because he gave him up.
Then he went and hung out with his girls.
William says we've known about Lex coming for a while. CW put out a trailer for him back in April. That was just for him.
All right. I'm sorry, everybody.
Swashbuckling Space Mermaid said, I'm excited. I finally got to watch it on time, and I can do one of these.
Yay!
Do you think that Bizarro will become a full villain of his own, or like an anti-hero that maybe we can save? Or will he simply be a tool for Luthor and have nothing left for Kal-El in him?
I think, unfortunately, he's just going to be a tool, because he is kind of like almost like a leftover part of a previous storyline with the alternate,
sure,
the square stuff.
Well, and you had like the humanization of him before, and then he was killed. So I could see them being like that one died, and what has come back isn't the initial one. He still has maybe the powers of him, but his mind may not be who he used to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have the idea of, the show is saturated with generations, right? With parents and their children. Luthor did seed that he has a daughter in this. You could have some kind of like weird, like Luthor being Bizarro's dad thing if you wanted to go that way. Kind of, but it might be a little too loose to fit into the theme of like perversing the family.
Sure.
Thing, I don't know.
Do you think there's a way that we could get this Lex Luthor to get into John Henry's suit? Like, because initially we thought that was a Luthor thing, right?
Yeah.
And it was a Luthor from the other world.
Captain Luthor.
But like, is there a way that we have those kind of come together where you have this Lex Luthor fighting toe-to-toe against Superman wearing the suit of John Henry?
I don't know, maybe, yeah.
Could be an interesting like twist around maybe.
I mean, my favorite Lex Luthor stories never involve him actually fighting. So, we'll see. I'm not like gunning for that, but if it happened, I'd be like, that makes sense.
Ross Max says, how does Lex know where Lois and Clark live? Lois is cancer and Bizarro? Also, he has a daughter. Who's the mother? Well, he had a wife, and I assume he threw the ring down because she left him. The Bizarro thing we know because he had the glasses of the one guy that was dead.
The guy
I'm pretty sure it was the guy that splatted everywhere. So, that guy was feeding information. Which easily could have also been feeding information for everything else. Lois's cancer, probably for medical documents, you got to have an address of where you live, right? So probably all that stuff can just be said, hey, glasses guy was feeding him everything he knew.
Yeah. That, and then also he 100% has infrastructure around him, even that's not in jail, that he could have someone just, hey, follow Lois Lane.
Yeah.
What about Superman? I don't know where he is.
Hayden, in prison. There is room for only one kingpin. While Cryer remains my favorite Luthor, this one might be the most brutal I have seen. Do you think that Jordan will leave his family to go out on his own, or will he come to his senses and remain with them? We did have the comment of, while you live under our roof, you'll follow our rules. So is there a...
Sounds like a fantastic, finale. It's like he leaves. We skip 3 months over the break, and then when we come back,
Yeah.
we could do something like that.
Sure. I can see that.
I mean, the first thing I thought of when this was starting to happen is like, look, hey, we're still going to train you. We're still going to work on the stuff they need to work on. You just can't operate in Smallville. So we're going to take 20 seconds and fly halfway across the country and do shit there. You're a hero for the world, not just for the country. So
go to other places.
Yeah. Why isn't that?
At least fly around the United States and just solve things everywhere, right?
I'm not saying that.
Because Superman's everywhere. He goes in anywhere, right?
Yeah.
He can be in India. He can go to Russia. Whatever. So they don't think he lives in Smallville, even when he shows up in Smallville.
Exactly.
So Jordan needs to not just show up in Smallville.
But Jordan needs to see clout from his friends.
Swashbuckling Space Mermaid had another one.
It's good, mate.
Okay, last one. I'm sorry. Is there a limit? I don't know how this works. Eric might be right about Lana and Sam. I mean, could just be a friendly thing, but it's in my head now because of him and Lois and Clark's reactions were interesting. I don't think they're putting...
That's what Lex Luthor does.
I don't think they're putting
plants the seeds.
Sam and Lana together. I don't think they're doing that.
He asked about dating.
I think it's more likely John Henry and Lana than Sam and Lana.
I don't see that. There's no chemistry. I don't see her being attracted to him.
Logan Britton. A single episode of this show gave me what I was asking for since BVS.
Yeah.
I want to feel threatened by Lex. While I do love Supergirl's Lex, and I know logically he's a threat to the multiverse, he didn't feel threatening. This one does. What's your guys' ideal characterization when it comes to Lex?
Superman the Animated Series Lex is my ideal. Lex Luthor from Smallville is getting to that ideal, even though there was the kind of messy business with Michael Rosenbaum leaving in season 8. Then they had to have a kind of good reason to like, how are we bringing him back? And it was okay. But I like the portrayal. But yeah, like mine is the Clancy Brown Lex Luthor.
I don't know who that is.
Imagine Clancy Brown's voice.
Yeah, sure.
And bald guys.
He didn't do the voice. He didn't do the voice in Young Justice. I kind of like the Young Justice style of Lex.
Yeah.
Like he kind of has that like. He has the rich, clever, but also I'm willing to work with you when it suits my needs.
Sure.
But also not, and I'll betray you right away. Yeah. And I don't know. He just. It's more of a crafty Lex Luthor, but I'm not against having like a brutal one. I just want to see what they do with it.
And then separately, I really enjoy the Luthor that came from like Owlman and Ultraman's universe where he was like the hero.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool too. But that's very separate.
Pepsi Queen. So they have a prediction or theory where they think that Lex may destroy the Kent farm, requiring the Kents to move back to Metropolis for safety. Which then you have more stuff Jordan could do, and Metropolis is much bigger.
Oh, do you think maybe the next season's in Metropolis?
I don't know.
It could be.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the camp farm.
All right, what's this? The Flammable Firebender says, Eric, here's your chart.
The chart.
Insinuation through dialogue, specifically from Chrissy, Lana, and Lois, that everyone who knows the secret knows the others who also know.
Yes, this is what I asked for.
Sam Lane, okay, found out before the events of season 1. He didn't fit, and I got tired.
Okay, let's look at the chart.
Clark's secret has Clark told Lois on the Kent farm, right?
Yep.
The same place that they told John and Jordan. Clark revealed himself to Lana during the events of season 2.
Remember that.
With Lois later telling her everything to save their friendship. Jordan showed Sarah after her mom's doppelganger came to kill the two of them.
That's right.
John Henry found out about during the events of season 1.
Yeah.
Lana and Sarah talked about Clark's secret after finding out about Jordan's ability.
Lana and Sarah, yeah, okay.
Telling Natalie when she arrived back in season 2, like that was like right away, right? Chrissy was told by Lois at the end of season 2,
yeah.
And now Kyle, who has learned during season 3, being told everything from Clark. So, and there's he has a little picture thing.
Yeah.
That kind of shows everyone.
Lana knows about Jordan's secret too.
Yeah, right? Because she talked about it with Sarah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Gotcha. And then Clark told her herself.
Greatly appreciate that.
Oh, Gravity King says, what are your thoughts on this new Lex musical score?
I mean, it's just meant to differentiate the character, but yeah, I mean, it's not. Like, yeah, I think it's okay. I warmed up to the Superman theme in this a lot more than when I first heard it, so maybe I'll warm to that one too. I mean, I liked it, but it was very different. And I don't really think of a musical theme for Lex Luthor.
Sure, yeah.
Except for a music video with Michael Rosenbaum, and it was like Kanye West. I was like, that's a pretty good one.
All right.
Power.
All right.
What's one man to do with all that power?
Why you sound like a little kid?
That's a spot-on impression of Kanye West.
Was it?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard it.
It sounded like you were 4-year-old.
I bet you haven't heard it in 12 years.
We have the last two here. I'm going to say Gray, Texas. What does someone have to do in order for you to walk an entire day for you to yell at them? Like, he walked so far.
Yeah. He needed to, like it was all planned, too. Like, he's a man of work. He has to go and do it. And he has to take the labor to do it.
I gotta make sure I get there in time that Otis arrives to pick me up right when I'm told to leave.
Yeah. I bet you he thought about what he was gonna say he probably thought about it for 17 years, but the entire way, he's just determined. He does it himself. He doesn't even drive, you know?
I'm curious if his daughter comes into play at all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she has to, but maybe next season.
Yeah, I don't know.
She would be 31 years old.
Yeah. All right, last one from Tiny Chipmunk Girl. Going based off of how Jordan is acting and rebelling against his parents, do you think Jordan will become a supervillain instead and go down a darker path? Or do you think he will see errors of his ways and start acting in like a more correct way?
I don't think so. I think you might have an episode or two or maybe some type of arc where you like flirt with that, but I feel like we need to show that Superman and Lois's or Clark and Lois's like parent style isn't something to necessarily rebel against.
We also saw like
the house is just so full of love, you know?
Sure. We did see though like the alternate version where a Superboy is out in public and they know who he is, and how that kind of like tore apart their family too, right? So
but
depending
Jordan
on
doesn't care.
Well, I know he doesn't care, but that's because he wants the clout. He didn't care what they said. That's what he didn't care. So is this going to push and cause strain on the family? And maybe you could have at least a antagonistic side of Jordan that we have to deal with for a bit of the story at the very least. But I don't know. I don't want to see him just become like Dark Superman, you know, like a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think so, but we'll see. I mean, he has a dark outfit.
He does. And goggles.
And those goggles.
That are badass.
I like the hoodie when he used to wear the hoodie.
Doesn't he wear a hoodie and goggles though?
Yeah,
I
but
guess both.
It's like skin tight hoodie. I don't know. Something about it I don't like.
It's got to hide all his hair.
You're right.
You know?
You do.
Like that helps. Like, oh, look how tight it is. There's no way it's Jordan.
It's
Jordan
very
would have a
identifying
lot of bushy
hair.
You know? All right, guys. That's the last of our Q&As. We need a poll. What color hair will Sarah have next episode?
No, it's got to be about Luthor, right?
What are you gonna ask?
One episode in, how do you feel about the version of Lex?
We could.
Like,
I mean, I guess
you need a couple.
I need more. I need more.
I don't. So
you're just in. You're like, this is.
Well, that's
Lex.
it. If it was a different actor, I might be more like that. But I see the actor, I'm like, oh man, I can really see him pull off what I know Lex Luthor is potentially can be.
All right. Well, guys, let us know over at patreon.com/blindwave how you feel about this Lex Luthor that we have, and we will be talking about that next week in the final episode.
Nuts.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed Superman and Lois with us. We will be back next week because I don't think they're doing any more breaks. We've got to wrap this all up. So make sure you go vote in the poll. Let us know your thoughts in that. Leave some comments there, and we'll be talking about that next week, as well as full length. Don't forget about that.
Yep. And unfollow all social media accounts of these TV shows.
Super Blindwave.